The destruction of the Razor Crest in The Mandalorian Season 2 now sees Din Djarin without a starship for his bounty hunting missions in the Star Wars universe. Luckily, Boba Fett was able to help him out with the use of Slave One to track down Moff Gideon. But will we see Mando with a new starship for his next few missions in Season 3? Well, it seems so, and sooner than you might expect. Thanks to a new report, and perhaps the appearance of the Mandalorian in the Book of Boba Fett very soon, it seems that Mando's new ship might be a familiar one. Greetings my young Padawans, my name is Captain Jack and welcome to Star Wars Now. We're always getting something new, and today might also see us getting the hint of what might be Mando's new starfighter. Weirdly enough, it is reported that Din Djarin will pilot an N1 starfighter for his appearance in the Book of Boba Fett. Of course, before we do jump into the full details, use the force and hit that subscribe and like button to never miss a video from myself and the team here at Star Wars Now. As always, if you're talking about Star Wars, then we want to hear about it. The report, which is suggested as a rumour right now, comes straight from a trusted source that is Bespin Bulletin. Now, hence this being a rumour, it is noted that this is not as concrete as other recent news and rumoured developments, such as Bryce Dallas Howard apparently directing an episode of the Book of Boba Fett, or the Knights of the Old Republic remake not being developed by BioWare or EA. The latest episode of the Book of Boba Fett made a hint that Din Djarin will appear in the upcoming series, to aid Boba Fett and Fennec Shand in their upcoming war against the Pike criminal syndicate and the claim on Jabba the Hutt's former territory on Tatooine. Now, Sunny Lex originated this rumour, which is that Din Djarin will pilot a Naboo N1 class starfighter in the upcoming episode of the Book of Boba Fett, likely when he arrives on Tatooine. The VFX asset was previously reported to be in development alongside the colourful speeder bikes, aka the Vespers. Bespin Bulletin claims the source has suggested that Din Djarin, aka Mando, will appear in episode 4 or 5 of the Book of Boba Fett. Well, given episode 4's hint towards him, episode 5 will likely see his cameo appearance to aid Boba Fett. If this information is accurate to go off, then Mando will appear in this N1 starfighter. The N1 class was most notably used by the Naboo Royal Guard and security forces. Young Anakin Skywalker used one to destroy the Trade Federation control ship in orbit of Naboo. Now, the fighters may seem old and outdated, but many have been used in the later years of the Star Wars universe. By the time of the Cold War, an N1 class was in service to Lee Mackay, a member of Junta security. They modified the starfighter with seismic charges, which would switch out the standard proton torpedoes that were typically fitted to the starfighter. Given that people have modified N1 fighters before, part of me would not be surprised if Mando's new ship, perhaps being the N1, would be fully customized as well, even going as far to perhaps arm part of the ship with Beskar. It would certainly match the look. I mean, even without the Beskar plating, the chrome finish on the N1 would really fit well with Din Djarin's shiny look that he's always going for. While this is not my first pick of a starfighter for the Mandalorian, it certainly is an interesting idea. Personally, I could see Din Djarin using a Rogue class POX-38 starfighter, just like the one Cad Bane used in the Clone Wars, but perhaps that make and model is no longer in service anymore. Certainly have to wonder, where the hell did he get an M1 class from? I guess we'll find out sometime. Alright, Exalted Ones, that's it for myself. Make sure to let us know what you think in the video comment section below, because if you're talking about Star Wars, then we want to hear about it. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button to keep up to date with all the latest Star Wars news, lore, and more. You can follow us on social media as well. That's it for myself today on Star Wars Now. I've been Captain Jack. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. May the Force be with you.